Once it focuses, why are you taking so long?
That's what it's doing down there.
Huh, that's weird. Oh, I'm already recording. What the fuck? Okay.
Oh.
Whenever you're ready.
Hey guys, as you can see, we're at the Elms in Excelsior Springs, Missouri. This is going to be our next adventure. And we want to bring you guys along. The Elms Hotel was built in 1888 due to a boom of people moving to the area after the discovery of the mineral healing properties of the Excelsior Springs. 1889, only 1 year later, the hotel was tragically burned to the ground and wasn't rebuilt for another 20 years. And guess what? It burned down again just 1 year later in 1910. The hotel was rebuilt for a third time in 1912 and has been the host of many characters including mobsters, prohibition fighters, and those in search of the area's healing waters. The hauntings here are said to be timid and elusive, and a challenge we had to take. Alright guys, so we're going to do like we always do. We talk about what we're going to do around this place. My idea is downstairs used to be a hotel gambling thing, right? And now it's a lap pool. So we're going to separate down there, try to figure out who we need to talk to about who died down there and what happened. And there are ghosts said to wander the whole building. So we're going to walk floor to floor, side to side. We're going to just see what we can get. And what about you, Shane? What have you got?
Yeah. All right. Well, I brought some dice, and we're going to roll the dice to determine a certain experiment we're going to do. The thought behind it is that if there are spirits present, they can slightly manipulate the dice into what they want to happen. So we'll see how that goes. I got these cassette tapes. Alright, some old school technology, but I got these at an estate sale. They no longer wanted them. They have weddings, funerals, church services, all sorts of like personal, emotional things recorded on them. And I'm thinking that with that emotional soakage
So, yeah.
on them, plus the magnetic properties of a cassette tape, might help us capture some voices.
Yeah.
So I'm actually going to start doing this at every investigation, and once we get to an appropriate number, I'm going to layer the recordings over each other to just see what we get. But we'll still review this to see if we get any responses.
That's going to sound awesome.
Cool.
Let's go get some ghosts. We hit record on the tape recorder.
It's recording.
Maybe. And head down to the lap pool area to get started. We set up REM pods and offer some bourbon to the fallen gangsters while we run a series of EVP sessions.
Were you already touching that? Nothing was touching that. Well, that's weird. Are you holding the bourbon glass?
Alright, so I had set the REM pod down, and it had slightly touched the bourbon glass. You know, we had the bourbon sitting out there for this prohibition guys, and the REM pod would light up, right?
Mhm.
Now, I would slide the glass away and hit the glass back against the REM pod, and it wouldn't go off again. But anytime I picked up the REM pod and set it down next to the bourbon glass, it would light up. What we know about REM pods, is there anything you guys think would cause that?
Not right off hand. I mean, your hand wasn't close enough to set it off, obviously, if you were moving the glass back and forth.
Right.
Tell me if I'm wrong, but REM pods pretty much uses the static electricity from your hand to create the noise, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So
I know you well enough to know that you're going to keep your hand in a specific position away from the REM pod because we know it's going to set it off. You're not going to be like, oh, I set this off. You would know if you set it off. So I would imagine. I mean, it very much well could have been a spirit be like, hey, give me that. Quit trying to take it away.
No, yeah.
I need this. After a while of getting absolutely no responses, we decide to start exploring the hotel. And we find ourselves in a little bit of trouble. I think we're in the wrong place. Is that a tape? I don't guess we're supposed to be down here. We walked off that elevator and I was like, man, it's dark down here. And I would have sworn that we were at the pool level again. Because I think the elevator said basement, right? I'm pretty sure that's what it said.
Mm-hmm.
So we pushed the button. And man, when we come around that corner and I kept walking, I walked right past that alarm. It scared the absolute shit out of me. I was like, oh, we're going to jail. I think that's what's happening. But it was so funny. Those folks come running down the stairs and we're like, we're sorry. We didn't do it on purpose.
Dude, they were fast too.
Yeah.
I mean, they were there in half a second. It's like, whoa, they were ready for some action.
Yeah.
man, you think a lot of drunk people just go down there and like, tear stuff up, or maybe not drunk
Right.
people, but just,
I think they were bored. It was night shift.
Yeah.
I doubt that happens a lot. The looks on their faces, they were excited. They were ready.
Yeah. They were. It was pretty late in the night too, wasn't it? It was like
Oh yeah.
12:30, 1 o'clock, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
And
y'all woke the whole hotel up.
man, I thought that one girl was going to knock us down. From here, we try the dice experiment. The dice rolls determine we need to set up the moon water pump and crystals in a field to which we had to stand barefoot in silence for 15 minutes. Hey, look at you. Dang, you fine. I'm supposed to be quiet.
So I was not expecting the dice to roll as calm as they did with this one. So of the options, we rolled put crystals around us, moon water pump, stand in silence, barefoot in a field.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it doesn't get more calm than that.
Right.
And I don't think, Josh and I went out there. We're not the kind of guys that have to talk constantly.
Yeah.
But man, being forced to sit there 15 minutes in silence is rough.
It's hard. Like, I kept trying to talk, and I'm like, I'm not supposed to be talking.
It's like the seconds just like slowly.
And it's what's worse is it's like me and Shane are like this. Like, we're like, the water thing couldn't have been as big around as my arms. We had to stand in this. And me and Shane are big people. And we're barefooted. It's dark. In the middle of a field.
Oh,
Like a couple of weirdos.
And if that wasn't bad enough, those ladies.
Oh man. Well, it was really, and like we didn't even say anything to him. We just stared at him. And like you would think, like two big dudes in the dark, no shoes on, their fight or flight was like, oh, I'm gonna go over there. I was like, why didn't you just turn around and walk away?
It kept coming closer. What did they get? Like 4 feet from us until they were finally like, this is weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe they were just curious on what you guys are doing.
Yeah. We are being weirdos.
My favorite clip of the video, what we'll show right here, is as they walked away, I finally raised the camera up and I was zooming in on them, and it's like they felt it, and then both like turned their heads. And looked
What if, unbeknownst to y'all, those two were actually spirits?
Well, they were sitting in the lobby when we went to go upstairs, and I
Oh,
looked
well, never
dead at
mind.
them, and I was like,
they could still be spirits hanging out in the lobby. Yeah,
It
let's
could've
go
been.
with that. They wanted to see their handiwork of that dice roll. Like, let's go make fun of these doofuses.
Thank you for that experience. With the story showing to be true on the timidness and elusiveness of the spirits here, we move on to my plan to search the hotel from top to bottom, running random EVP sessions and using EMF detectors. You know, we decided to walk kind of the entire hotel and have an EMF reader constantly, you know, close enough to us and far enough away from the walls that we weren't getting any kind of readings, because it is an active hotel. And I'm sure there were Wi-Fi things there or whatever, but I don't know if so much we followed something or if something was pulling us through the hotel is more what it seemed like. Because you could walk forward with your EMF and it would spike, or it would stay a consistent yellow or an orange. And you could start walking backwards and it would go away. So it was like it was walking with us more than, you know, us following something, I guess, or something following us.
Well, did it take you like anywhere, like of note, like
I think
maybe a
specifically,
room?
I didn't even pay attention to the room numbers. I think we wound up stopping on what, Shane, the 3rd floor?
I think that's right, where we had the most activity.
Yeah, and like the end of one specific hallway, but yeah, I don't remember anything crazy happening. It was.
I like what you said about us walking with it. You know, I kind of took it as, you know, it was trying to get away, but that makes a lot more sense. If it wanted to get away, it would have just got away.
Right.
So that does make sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I really felt like it was just with us more than anything.
Which I know we usually don't like to use those things too much. You know, it's not glamorous, but you know, with these calm spirits there, I mean, that's how they wanted to communicate. I guess we have to do what they want to do.
Yeah, we tried everything, and I think that was the biggest thing we got. Overall, the Elms was a lovely place and an interesting time. All of the spirits' interactions were the calmest that we have ever experienced, but we feel they were definitely present. All in all, we really enjoyed being here, and we're glad to bring you guys along. If you could, give us a like, subscribe, and join us on the next episode of Hanging with the Dead.